Hi, everybody. All right, this is going to be recorded for you guys for future reference, also for the crowd that can't make it on the call tonight. I think my screen is sharing okay. I'm going to go ahead and start with the news. So one of the things I'd like to do is I'd love to get started and have an evening call every night, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and to keep you guys up to date. You know, I watch the news so you don't have to. I'm going to be showing you guys tonight. I'm going to show you what's in the news. We're going to talk about the big split that's coming up in 10 days. I want to show you, for recorded purposes, how to actually do a trade, and then we'll open up for Q&A sessions at the end. So first of all, in the news, let me stop sharing my screen here. I'll go ahead and turn on my monitor. Say hi to everybody. Speaker view. Okay. So one of the things that's going on, you know, we see quite a fluctuation. I said last month that this month we'd see the peak somewhere around $7,000, that we'd hit the 7,000 mark. We went up to $7,400 yesterday, day before, and now it's back down to around the $7,000 mark. You can now expect the new high to be closer to $8,000 as the split gets closer and closer. For those of you that don't know about the split, go to last week's video and learn about how we're going to all get free money. And, you know, it's a nice thing about the Bitcoin split. There's some negative long-term effects with Bitcoin splitting as often as it does, but right now it's a great benefit to us. So the people who I'm showing how to invest, we have some people who started less than 5 days ago, and they've already seen or going to see a 30% increase on their money. It's a pretty phenomenal time to be doing trading, to be doing Bitcoin. This is the best time to. I don't see that there's going to be too many more times in the future that it's going to grow as fast as it's growing right now. So right now you're in the right place. Best time to be around. So the split happens in 9 days. It happens in somewhere around 9 days from now. We don't know exactly the moment of time, because it's actually going to happen at a block. And I'm not going to talk about blocks right now. As we get into deeper in the education through the week, I'm going to tell you what a block is and why it's called blockchain. Talk to you a little bit about the block. The block number, for those of you who want to know, 494,784 is the actual block that splits. So when you own Bitcoin and that block happens, you're going to automatically get the same number of coins in the new coin. Now, there's a lot of different names that it's going to potentially be called. I'm not even going to get into that. We could spend a whole 45 minutes into talking about why the naming convention for all the different Bitcoins. But it's one of the bigger Bitcoins. It's already being supported at and being traded. This is one of those things. This is one of those coins that's actually being pre-traded in a futures commodities trading area at somewhere around $1,200 a coin. And this is the very first time that this has ever happened, that a coin has so much support that it's being traded at over $1,200 for every single coin. Now, it's possible that the coin will trade as high as 2,000. I don't know that it'll get much. It'll do much more than 1,200, but it could go as high as $2,000 a coin. One of the things that's very likely going to happen is the coin's going to rise and fall over the next couple days. Now, one of two things is going to happen, and I'm going to help you guys with a strategy so that no matter which one of the two scenarios happen, you actually end up in a winning position. So let's talk about the split. The best thing that you can do, it's probably as safe as you can ever trade in your entire life. I would take everything that you can afford to sell and convert to Bitcoin over the next 10 days and move it into Bitcoin. If you can't afford to keep it there, that's okay. But the day after it splits, one of numerous scenarios is going to happen. Bitcoin is going to be at its high, somewhere around $8,000. The day after it splits, or minutes after it splits, a lot of people are going to dump Bitcoin because they know it's a high price, and it's going to fall as low as $5,000. Now, those of you who are going to choose the buy and hold, don't freak out no matter how low it gets. Even if it gets as low as $4,800, which I can't imagine it going that low. Some people are predicting it might even fall 3,000 points to go from 8,000 to 5,000. Don't worry about it, because now it's hit a new high, and it'll come back. It'll definitely come back to the 8,000. I'm predicting $10,000 by the first of the year, because of some of the stuff that's going on in the news. So here's a couple scenarios. The day after Bitcoin is going to definitely take a drop. There's no question about that. A lot of people that are holding and waiting for that, they're actually part of the prediction, and part of the strategy is to get as much Bitcoin as they can. The day after, they're going to dump as much as they can, wait for the new bottom. and then you take the advantage of the money that you gained. You bought it at you sell it at 8,000, you buy it again at 6,000. You got a $2,000 bump, and you know it's going to go back up to $8,000. So you're basically earning an additional $2,000 per coin just by taking advantage of the sell the day after, and then buy when you approximate the low. The low will probably happen within 24 hours. After that, people are going to start buying it back, and it'll get strong again. So that's scenario number one. Bitcoin is definitely going to take a dive. If you cannot sit in front of your computer, or if I'm not trading for you, the best bet for you to do, instead of worrying about it, is just to hold on, just to let it do its thing, and it'll come back. If you are watching, then you watch with we actually might have a live call at that moment and show you guys how to buy and sell at that very moment, so you can take advantage of that little bounce. Now, the new Bitcoin, which is B2X, is what most people are referring it to. It's being referred to a lot of different things, but B2, Bitcoin 2X, is what it's most likely being referred to. So for the next week, I'll probably refer to it as that, just so we have a generic term until they actually decide whether it's called Bitcoin Silver or the new Bitcoin or whatever. So B2X is going to take a split. It's probably going to split on the day, and it's going to do one of two things, and we really don't know. Nobody knows whether it's going to go down or it's going to go up. My strategy is, no matter what it does, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to take Bitcoin X. Last week, before I learned what I've learned about B2X, is I was going to sell both of them simultaneously on the very day, and then wait to see which one starts to grow and put all of my money back into the one that takes over the marketplace. I don't know that that's the best strategy. I think the safest strategy is, one of the things that's going to happen is Bitcoin is not going to lose its legs, even if B2X becomes very strong. I think Bitcoin's always going to be Bitcoin parent. I don't think there's enough momentum with the new one to actually lose it. So I want to sell all my Bitcoin, buy it back at the low point, and then B2X, just hold on to it. And one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to fall, it's going to drop from 1,200 to 600, or it's going to take a shoot up, and it's going to try to compete with Bitcoin. If it goes from 1,200 to 2,400, or even $3,500, holding on to it is the very best strategy. Now, in either case, if you were to sell and it takes a leap up, you've actually lost the potential earnings that you could have made in that scenario. If it takes a dive, and let's say it's at $1,200 a time it splits, and it goes down to $600, you could think about it as, well, I potentially lost $600. I could have just sold it on that day. I think it's actually a better bet to hold on to it, because if it does drop from 1,200 to 600, take the buy and hold scenario and just let it come back up. Because if it sells on that day at $1,200, whatever that is, and it falls for whatever reason, it will return. So you're probably safer to just hold on to it and let it come back up to its high. So that's going to be my recommendation for all of you traders. Sell all your Bitcoin if you can actually be there on the moment of the split. Sell every single penny you have in Bitcoin. Wait till it finds its new bottom, which is somewhere around $6,000. Buy back as much as you possibly can, and then just wait for a couple days and see what happens with the other coins. If you have any altcoins right now, if you have any of the alternatives, my recommendation is to sell them all. If you have Ethereum, if you have Bitcoin Cash, you have Bitcoin Gold, you have any of the other ones, you don't have to, but what I would do, and what I've done personally, is I've sold all my altcoins and I've converted them all into Bitcoin, because of the extra kick that you're going to get from having the extra coins. There's very, very unlikely that any one of your coins is going to gain you 10 or 20% over the next 7 days. So it's very smart to just take your Ethereum and take all your other coins, sell them at whatever rate you can get, find a good high number, sell it all, and go ahead and buy some Bitcoin, and then hold on until next Thursday. What else do I want to share with you guys? So that'll get you kind of caught up with the news. Some of the stuff that's going on in the marketplace that's changing the price of Bitcoin. If you guys have paid attention, you realize that one of the big stock exchanges, Chase Bank, one of the big executives over there said Bitcoin's a scam. It caused Bitcoin to lose almost 1,500 points in a single day, because this big wig in the banking industry said it was bad. As soon as it hit the bottom, his company went ahead and bought, was actually the largest purchaser of Bitcoin in the world. Currently, because it's not a security, these guys are not going to go to jail for that. If it was actually considered a security on the stock market, they did something like that, that would be a total sham, and they could probably be arrested for such a thing. But in either way, they did what they did. You know, they proved they proved who they were in the marketplace. China has just recently done the same thing. China says we're going to ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin took a little hit. It took $1,000 hit on Bitcoin when Bitcoin was banned in the country of China. China was 67% of all the trades. It kind of freaked people out. Oh no, China. We find out that China is back, you know, illegally, but they're back. The China traders are saying, you know, we're going to do it anyway. So the Chinese people are continuing to trade anyway. The news and the rumors that China is actually coming back, that China will rescind its concept, has caused a lot of strength to come back into Bitcoin. So we don't really know. China's a big player in the Bitcoin world. America's actually pretty small in comparison to some of the other countries, and we'll probably talk about that in the next news sessions. So China's coming back, very likely going to compete even with their own coin. Not really smart thing to do. They should probably just participate in what the rest of the world's doing and instead of trying to compete. But we'll see what they do. The next thing that's happened is there's a major stock exchange or a stock portfolio, one of the biggest in the planet, has decided, you know, if we can't beat them, let's join them. So they've just announced last week that they're going to start including Bitcoin as part of their portfolio. You know, there's nothing in the world that's growing with such predictable and stable growth as Bitcoin. So they finally decided, look, all of my people are leaving. We might as well start including Bitcoin. This has caused quite a little stir in the financial communities when one of the largest exchanges go ahead and start trading with Bitcoin. It legitimizes it for the traditional trader, which is very likely where my prediction's coming from, that we're going to hit $10,000 by January 1st. So you're in a really good place. If you're ever confused at all with any of Bitcoin, whether you should buy or whether you should sell, always hold and let it grow, because the growth that's happening, even if you don't take advantage of some of the trades that I do, I'm currently doing anywhere from 10 to 20% extra per week because of taking advantage of the bounces. Even if you don't want to do that or you're not sure how to do that, you're always safe to just buy Bitcoin and hold on to it. The continual growth from 7,000 now to what's going to be $10,000 in just a couple of months is a 50% increase on almost a 50% increase on your money. So go ahead and buy and hold. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? One of the people that I want to talk to you guys about actually how to do a trade. And so for those of you who want to stick around for more advanced stuff, I'm going to share my screen right now and show you exactly how to start doing some trades. One more thing I want to talk to you about. I'm going to share my screen and show you. Let's go over here. Go ahead and get all your friends to subscribe here to our daily call here on Bitcoin trading. Now, the one of the big news that I have for you guys is Bitfinex has made an announcement that they are not going to allow U.S. citizens to trade on their network anymore. So, with that being said, it's possible that if you are an American citizen, but when you signed up, you didn't tell them you were, because they're not going through a whole lot of stringent proof of where you live, you probably will not be kicked off the network. But here's what I recommend. If you have any money on the Bitfinex platform, go ahead and go to withdraw and go over to Bitcoin and put all of your money out of Bitfinex within the next 24 hours, because it takes up to 24 hours for them to actually move your money. So today is the 7th. They say that they were going to eliminate all trading for all Americans on the 9th. You are no longer allowed to buy, sell, or trade on the network unless you have a mark on your right hand or your forehead. No, they didn't say that part. They're not going to let you buy, sell, or trade if you're an American citizen. Now, if they don't know you're an American citizen or you didn't say that you were, I'm not sure whether they'll figure it out and boot you out. But just for safety's sake, I would say take all of your Bitcoin and move it over to another wallet. You can move it over to blockchain.info, and get a free wallet over there, which is actually a real wallet. Or if you want to continue to trade, move it over to GDAX. And on the GDAX network, which is actually owned by Coinbase. If you have a Coinbase account, you already have a GDAX account. You have to just go to gdax.com and sign in. If that's the case, then you're going to want to deposit. You're going to want to deposit money into a Bitcoin address and use this address right here to move your money from Bitfinex, paste it in right there, move all of your money but from Bitfinex over to GDAX. We're not going to talk about all the pluses and minuses of doing that. I'm just saying the smartest thing you can do right now is get off from the network. Now, I'm going to keep $500 on the network to see if they're going to continue to let me trade or not through the trade. And I'll keep you guys updated as to my status and see what they do. So Bitfinex, get rid of it. Move over to GDAX. I'm going to be showing you guys how to trade on GDAX. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this short, but I'm actually going to record this section and post it as one of our training videos. Just a super short, easy training on how to buy, sell, or trade over here on GDAX. So in my current scenario, I have $34 worth of money, and I have $0 in Bitcoin. So this could be $34,000 or whatever. So let's just say I want to go ahead and buy Bitcoin at the current price. The current price is $7,120. I'm going to go ahead and buy, click the buy button. I'm going to buy $34 worth of Bitcoin. Let's buy the whole thing, $34.50. And I'm going to buy at a market price, which is whatever people are currently buying and selling or trading at. I hit buy, and it's going to buy it at that rate. And so what it's showing is it's going to show approximately 0.004833 Bitcoin is going to go into my wallet. So that's the easiest way to buy. Just go ahead and hit the buy button, say how much you want to purchase. The other way to buy is, let's say you want to go to sleep. You know that Bitcoin's going to drop. You know that it's going to find its new low of $7,000, and you want to take that extra $134 spread. And you want to wait till it hits $7,000 before you buy again. So if that's the case, instead of just clicking buy now, you would actually hit limit, and you would say, I want to buy limit price of $7,000, and then I want to purchase 0.0032 Bitcoin, and what shows up down here is how much you're going to end up paying for that coin. So this is US dollars, $22. Let's say I want to spend my whole $34. I'm going to go 0.0035 and then go 39. See where's, I guess it's 4, maybe 5. And I'll just keep clicking this number, 34.50. There we go. So I'm going to purchase 0.0045 Bitcoin when it reaches the $7,000 mark, and use the limit button. And so then I click buy. In this case, it's not going to let me buy such a tiny amount. It says it must be greater than 0.01 market orders or trade to similar amounts. So we just learned something. You can't buy such a tiny amount of Bitcoin using the limit button. Over here on the buy button, if I want to purchase $34 worth, let's see if it'll actually let me do it on the market price, buy order. And boom, I now have 0.00477 Bitcoin purchased in my wallet. And now you see that I have dollars of 50 cents left, and I have Bitcoin of that right there. Now if I want to sell it, I would do just the opposite. I'll hit the sell button, and I want to sell all of my Bitcoin at market price. So I put 0.00477 and hit sell, and it will just sell it at the market price, which would be kind of dumb. Even though I'd only lose $1 or $2, there's no reason to do that. So that's as easy as it is. The same way with a limit. Let's say on the limit you want to say, well, I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I know I want to sell it at $7,400. You can go ahead and put in the amount of Bitcoin you want to sell when it reaches a certain amount, and hit the place the sell order. And then while you're sleeping, it goes to $7,400 and it automatically transfers in. So I hope that makes sense to you. It's really not that hard. You know, just if you have any questions and if you want somebody to help you, walk you through your first buy or your first sell, just let me know. We can do some screen sharing and do it with you or do it for you. So that's as easy as it is to sell. Let's see what else I had here for my news. I think the only thing left is the Q&A sessions. So let me stop sharing my screen and open up for you guys if you have any Q&A. Go ahead and I will mute all. Let me allow you guys to unmute yourself. There you go. So if you know how, just unmute yourself and ask a question. Now's the time for Q&A. Free coaching. Anybody got any questions? Need anything?
Yeah, I got a question. This is Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, I understand when you're talking about Bitcoin's at 7,000, 7,100 right now, but then you started talking about a coin that was 1,200 and could go down to 6. I got a little confused there, which ones you're talking about. And it sounded like you were saying we get a B2X coin in addition to the Bitcoins that we have at the split.
Yes, next Thursday, when it splits, you're going to get the exact number of B2X coins as you have in Bitcoins. And those are currently being estimated a value of $1,200 a coin.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for every person who has 10 Bitcoin, you get 10 B2X coins, which is $12,000 for nothing. Just free money.
Love it.
And
do you have to trade both of them differently on GDEX?
No, you'll have a different button to trade. Just like you could actually drop down and change to Ethereum, to Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, or whatever the new one's going to be called. You just drop down and you'll see a new chart for those guys.
Bill.
Works exactly the same way.
Bill.
Yes.
For people who have a wallet somewhere else, how can they find out if they will be able to get the additional new Bitcoins that's coming out?
Well, here's what we know for sure. This is one of the most popular coins on the planet in the history of Bitcoin. It's being supported by a lot of people. So it's very likely that if you have any one of the major wallets, they're going to give you your coin. So we know for sure that Bitfinex definitely will. We know that blockchain definitely will. We know that Coinbase definitely will. We know that Kraken, which is a trade exchange, one of the second largest trade exchange on the planet, who's also US friendly, they definitely will. It's also, if you have something other than that, you can go to the page and hit the blog post or hit the announcements, and most of them have announcements, or go to their Facebook page and you'll find out that they're supporting it. It's very likely that everyone's going to have to support it. Just because what happened with Coinbase when they said they weren't going to support Bitcoin Cash when it split. They got so much grief in the industry that they mind.
Hey, Bill, I don't have a whole coin. Will I still get the split when the coin splits?
Yes. So if you have 0.5 Bitcoin, you're going to have 0.5 B2X.
Thank you.
All right, who else? Everybody good? So one of the things that we have is for those of you who don't want to trade yourself or you want a little bit more personal coaching, just go ahead and contact me. I'll show you the 3 different free options I have. Option number 1 is free, option number 2 is free, and option number 3 is free. I'll show you how you can let me help you trade your coins and it won't cost you anything. So those of you who are interested, go ahead and reach out to me. So see you guys tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a call every night, just because we got a lot of stuff to learn, and I'm putting a little education center together so you guys will have some historical data to research. And,
I have a question, Bill.
What was that?
I have a question. This is Tracy.
Okay.
The altcoins, how do you convert them to Bitcoin? Move them to the GDEX?
Yeah, so if you have GDEX, for example, let me share my screen with you. Actually, that's a good question. So let's go over here to GDEX. See that? You'll actually have a drop down and you can trade, you can take Ethereum, for example, and you can trade. Can you see where I'm showing you Ethereum US dollars and Ethereum Bitcoin?
Yep.
All right, so you want to take your Ethereum and convert it to Bitcoin by clicking Ethereum Bitcoin. And now you can see, here's my Bitcoin balance and here's my Ethereum balance. And so what you'll do, instead of trading it first to dollars and then trading it back over to Bitcoin, you can just do a direct sell of Ethereum straight into Bitcoin.
Okay.
So if you have Ethereum in your Coinbase account, you'll go over here to deposit. You'll drop down your Ethereum wallet right there. I have 0 Ether. And you can move it over to your Bitcoin. You move it over to your GDAX account. And then from here, all you have to do is hit sell. And sell all your Ethereum at whatever the current market price is. and you automatically get it transferred over. The same way with Litecoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin Gold is not trading here yet. That's how you do that.
Okay.
Is there another way to verify?
And my Bitcoin Gold isn't showing up in the blockchain yet.
Your Bitcoin Gold?
Right. From what I had from the split on the 23rd.
Well, reach out to me because you're one of my coaching partners. So we'll just do a screen share and I'll show you how to grab it.
Okay, thanks.
We're talking tomorrow, right?
I haven't looked at my Skype yet from when you sent me one earlier.
All right. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. I'll screen share and show you how to grab it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Most of you have my Skype address if you need to talk to me between now and then. So see you on the next one. Have a great night.